Good morning, students. So, today we are going to start with understanding mind and behavior. This is in your chapter 1 of Introduction to Psychology. So, what is mind? Have you ever thought? Is it the same as brain or is it different from brain? So, here we will study about whether brain and mind are similar or there's a difference between them. So, yes, brain and mind are different. Earlier, it was thought that mind or brain are the same things. But there were many interesting facts which led us to think that no, brain is different and separate from mind. As you can see here, brain is responsible for coordination, thoughts, feelings, movement, the systems and the coordination between our biological systems is responsible by brain. But if we think about mind is more of in psychological terms. For example, the feeling part, the responding part, the consciousness, the awareness part is our mind. It also refers to our thought process. Now, I'll give you a very clear example of how to differentiate between brain and mind. So, there were a number of studies which took place, and in one of the studies, what happened was that there was a person who had lost his arms. So, physically, if you see, the brain should not have understood that the arm is there, but the person was still able to feel his arm, feel the movement in his arm. Although the person had artificial arms, but he was able to feel that his arms are there and they are moving. Why? Because of the mind, because the psychological aspect was still there. Then the second example you can take is a neuroscientist again took a very study, deep study, and they found that a person who was injured in brain in an accident, after he returned from home after he returned from the hospital, he claimed that his parents had been replaced by duplicates. And how did he know that? He knew it because of the influence of mind. So mind is very psychological, whereas brain is more of biological in nature. So here you can see mind refers to a person's understanding of things, whereas brain refers to the coordination between various systems of the body. So earlier it was believed that there is no relationship between the mind and the body. But now it has been seen and it has been thought that there is a very direct relationship between our mind and our body. And you can see that in many cases, meditation, yoga, positive visualization. What is the meaning of positive visualization? Means that you're closing your eyes and you are using techniques of visualization to think about something positive, and it has been seen to affect your emotions. The person who visualizes positive things is seen to feel positive. Okay, so there are many incidents in which mind and behavior, mind and body are interrelated. There has also been seen that use of mental imagery, using of images in the person's mind have been used to cure a person from different kind of phobias. Okay, and there's also a new discipline is a new subject called psycho neuroimmunology. The psychoneuroimmunology is made up of three terms: psycho, psychology; neuro means related to neuroscience and brain; and immunology means immune system. So it means that psychology, brain, and immune system are all interrelated. Now, this has been playing a very important role in strengthening the mind for strengthening our immune system. If you can relate it with today's condition of coronavirus, you will see that having, if your mind is healthy, not only your physical aspects or brain, but if your mind is healthy, you will see that you will be able to cope up with COVID-19 situations more effectively. People who are positive, they feel positive, they are less stressed, and their immune system is also very, very effective. Now imagine and visualize yourself in the following situation. This is just an activity, just any two of them you can visualize. You're writing an essay for a competition, you are chatting with a friend, you are being heard by your best friend, or you are appearing for an examination. In all these four situations, what you have to think about is any three psychological processes. I've already told you what are mental or psychological processes, so just identify any three psychological processes that will be involved in any of the following situations. Fine, and I will ask you in the Zoom class. Now we come to the topic popular notions about psychology. So in general, you have seen that whenever, every day, every one of us act like psychologists only. We always try to understand someone's behavior in terms of why this person behaves in such a way, why the teacher scolded that person, why this student was behaving in this way. We come with ready explanations about a person's behavior. You have seen that we have developed our own theory of a person's behavior. For example, you must have seen that if a teacher wants a person or student to perform better, they are also using their own techniques. For example, rewarding them, or for example, punishing them, or complaining to their parents. So because why? Because they think that these all things will help a person to perform better. So like this, every one of us has created a different theories of behavior. But if in general, if you think that these theories are based on common sense, these theories are not based on any scientific facts, they are just common sense. And if you investigate it properly, if you experiment it, if you scientifically try to prove it, you will see that many of these theories will fail. So if we explain human behavior in terms of common sense, then it is based on hindsight. What is the meaning of hindsight? Hindsight means that explaining a particular thing after it has already occurred. For example, I will say that this person uh, will fail after the person has already failed. When the situation has already occurred, then we are explaining the behavior. So in general, the explanations that we are giving for human behavior is based on common sense and is based on hindsight. And hindsight explains very, very little about a person's behavior. Now, scientific knowledge generated by psychology often runs against this common sense. Now, just take a very, very simple example. It is given in your book also. For example, if a friend you love goes away to a distant place, he or she changes the school, what will happen to your attraction or to your connection with him or her? So they can be two things. One of them is out of sight, out of mind. Means if the person will go away from the school, your relationship will get weak or you will forget that person. Second can be distance makes the heart grow fonder. That because you two have distanced, now will develop liking for each other more. Now the explanation that you will choose here, that will depend on what will happen actually when the person has gone. You cannot predict it like that only. First of all, the person will go. Then if you make new friends, maybe it can be the condition of out of sight, out of mind. But if you're not able to make a new friend, maybe you make keep missing the person more and more, keep remembering him more and more. So in this case, you will see that the second point will be better. Out of sight, out of mind.